Hello friends, welcome back. This is Sham Pathak again, and I hope you would have liked my previous compositions and the uploads that I put it for you on YouTube. And I hope you thoroughly enjoyed it and have given your valuable feedback that is very much required for me actually. Because to be honest, it's not like what w- I'm writing it for any compensation or kind of monetary effects. It's more like this is my personal passion that I've always drawn it from my childhood, and I just wanted to keep it on a platform where it can be shared to everybody and everybody can relate it to. So this is the best platform that I could have found, and I just tried to just implement my ideas and whatever thoughts that is coming to my mind, especially in the time of this lockdown when you have ample amount of time to concentrate on your passion or interest. So I would request you also to definitely go ahead, try to find out, to just try to follow your passion. Just go ahead and try to just do it whatever you liked in your childhood. And if you're still child and not yet discovered your um, passion or interest, then that's the entire world is for you. So just go ahead, explore new things, see where your interest lies, and at the end of the day you'll find it, and then definitely just stick to that throughout your life and you'll be amazing person all the way. This is what I feel, and definitely I'm gonna share the same to you. So what are the previous compositions was it was more of my kind of journey, which was the it's more of the internal feelings that I had for different persons, or a kind of the inner voice that I had in my subconscious mind. So that was that. So to be honest, I will say that whatever the composition that I've shared previously was not of very perfect one that is quite related to me. It's like something is very metaphor thing which never happened to me. I could have related somehow happening to my surrounding and while my at the time of my upbringing, you can say. So it was more of that. It has never encountered to me, and I've never witnessed it personally. So to be honest, that's something I would say that if you relate it, that's fine, but never think that it's something which was already experienced by somebody and he has tried to convey his experience into words and just put it for you. So it is not like that. It's just completely fiction which came to my subconscious mind, and it was keep on coming to me. So I just wanted to just put it for you. Just I just dumped it, and I hope that you would have liked. If you like it also, that's not a big deal for me, because that's not something which I have experienced, and I wanted to share. So just for the beginning of the sessions, I just thought of sharing with you all, and I did the same. So this one is very important. This is something which I actually felt. I've lived through that. I have experienced it to the core of my heart, my mind, and my life and subconsciousness. So if you say that yeah, I have lived this moment, the moment I'm going to share with you, and I would say that I expect that at least you, not as appreciation kind of thing, but at least I would expect that you can relate to the thoughts and the process I was going through. Just more of like at the time of the child, okay, a person who was 7 6 7 years old, 8 years old, in the village, staying with his grandfather, grandmother, and mom. And he had lots of thoughts. It's not like a very dedicated thoughts, very refined one, which in a one directional way. It was more of a thought which never came to, which was something randomness was there. He was always being surrounded by different kind of people, different kind of views, different society structure. It happens to all of us. So there was no specification to his thoughts, his mindset, his ideology, which was actually bringing up at the time. So that's the reason this poem is very important, because then what he thought at this tender age, we all need somebody to look upon, so that we can look up to, and then we can go ahead and see that okay, this person is somebody, and I want to be like him. If it's really mesmerizing, it's very great if the person is in your family or in your surrounding, so that you can get inspired by the person all the day, all the time, whenever you go interact, because the reach is very easy for you. It's not like you are seeing somebody on the TV and trying to portray him or trying to reach to the person, but you're not able to. So there's a difference in that, and I hope you're able to understand it. It happens to all of us. So for me, what happened, I tried my best. I tried, because a lot of my cousins and everybody was in different states, different cities. So I was the only one who was staying there, and whoever cousins were there, they were not good enough that I could relate to. I'm not demeaning them, to be honest, but it's like that. My mindset was completely different to them, what they had at the time. So I couldn't relate to them, and I was looking for the different options. And what happened? So I couldn't relate to my generation actually. At the time, I couldn't relate to the person who was there in my surrounding, and then I started looking up to the another generation. Since my dad was also not available, and all my uncles and elder elder father, so the others are also not available. So again again I had to switch to the another generation, because what happens, we have to look for the people who are very close to you, who can give you ample amount of time, who will not judge you, who will not trash you for asking many questions or asking being so curious. So yeah, these things are very important, and doesn't happen all the way just like that. And you don't get the kind of this kind of the feeling or the experience that we have, because normally you can't take everybody granted. This is the world of a different society, a structure that has been set up now. You don't get the kind of attention and the sincerity from a different person. He can give you money, he can give you advices and all. That's just kind of momentarily. It is not like he can give you the better advice with the poor of his heart. He will be focused, and he'll see that how you're following it or not. So these kind of expectations are not very common, not very available to a common person. The person has to have very special to you. And when it happened to me, it was none of my uncles and cousins and other people were not available at that moment, at the period or the course of the time. So I had to switch back to the next generation. And again, so it was like my grandfather. So what happened, he was the only person who was available at the time, and I connected with him really well, and I feel very proud today. And to be honest, I take it as a moment of immense pride, and I would say, okay, so, I'm sorry to, I'm just getting a little emotional. So yeah, I feel very connected to him. It's a supreme kind of feeling whenever I think about him. He's not in this world anymore, but I never felt like that. Still feel like whenever I try to connect with him, I do get connected. I do get the thoughts, I do get kind of conversation if I want to make with him. This has been always been there, and I thoroughly have the kind of connection that I'm always looking for, and I feel very proud of it. I feel very relaxed whenever I try to just kind of just close your eyes and just try to think about him. A kind of feeling comes, and I just express everything like a friend, and I feel relaxed. It's not like I get some advices or suggestions or kind of reciprocation happen from the other end. Also, it never happens. It's not like kind of by a dialogue kind of conversation. It's a monologue all the time. I just say my heart says, and that's it. And that makes me quite light all the time, and I feel very relaxed, and that's something which makes me better, feel better. So yeah. So I was talking about the how I got inspired. So it happened. Sorry to drag you this direction. It was not meant to be. So yeah, I'll take you back to the position, to time and the frame where we were talking about is like how I got connected to him. So it was like I didn't get any other person at that moment of time, and I got connected to him. And it was a really kind of thrilling experience for me, at least at that moment, because he had a supreme kind of experience throughout his life, because he was at that time, he was 80 or 85, because my father is the third child, it's his third child with his second marriage. So if you see from that perspective, he was quite old, and definitely he had an abundance of experience. He was carrying that kind of abundance of experience with him, and that was immensely helpful for me when I interacted. So in the village, I used to go with him and we had some two buffaloes. We would take them to feed them to different gardens and grass fields. And while doing that, we would have a different kind of conversation all the time. I used to ask different questions to him, and I always get answered. He used to make me explain the things in a better way. He always give me kind of the thing which is what is right, what is not, what are the things which you should think, what you not should not the thinkings or the kind of the thoughts that's coming to your mind, you should not let them come. So that's the growing years, which is very important, and I expect that all of us should understand it, because when you see at that moment of time when you're at that age, you are like a your elasticity limits are very vast. You really don't know where to go. Anybody can stretch you any point of time, and you don't have the hold of your, you don't have the grip of the things or the moments or the actions that you are, or these thoughts. So you don't have grip of anything. If the person tries to stretch you, he can do that if you don't have the right direction, or the person who was leading you in the right direction. So this is very important for you. That I recommend to every parent and the child to have that at least. So yeah, I was quite lucky at the time, and at least to get a kind of person, gracious person like him, who always giving me the opportunity to ask questions, try to satisfy my curiosity all the time by giving the ample amount of time and explanation whenever I needed it. So yeah, I think that the credit goes to him, to always cultivate the kind of the curiosity, to make sure that you think more, you ask questions. I'm there for you. Make sure that I have them experience. Make sure that you are utilizing it to the best of your ability, and which is something I did. I think I did. I don't know whether how much I have succeeded in that, but I can probably say that yeah, I did my best to explore his experience and get the best out of it. So whatever I'm writing it today, what I'm trying to just put in front of all of you is just the experience. Just I've learned from the experience of that person who is not in the world anymore, but I think his thoughts, his directions, his motivations, inspirations, and the aspiration and perseverance, which is very important. These two things that came to me, and I have always been very lucky to have that course of time with me. I will always cherish it throughout my life. To be honest, I will never be able to repeat it. I know that those days were the golden days for me. After that, I moved to Kolkata, but those days were very quite a golden days for me, and that actually made me what I'm today. It's not like I'm very, again, I'm not exaggerating my success or my stature today, but I would definitely say that over the course of period of time which was given to me, the moment of the guy I was and the person I am today, there's a huge difference. There's a ocean, the difference of oceans, I would say. But yeah, that credit goes to him, only him. He's the person who has made sure that this guy should, this girl, this boy should be something. He has made me to dream big. He never told me to go for a job, a normal job or something. He made me to think big. He made me to think beyond the boundaries. So yeah, the credit goes to him, and salute to the person who made me to what I am today. So yeah, that's all. That's most of the things about him, because he deserves it. He really deserves it. So whatever the attentions and the prayers and the thoughts I give to him all the time, he deserves it totally, and I couldn't agree more with all of my heart. Okay, so yeah, enough of talking about him and the credit. I think the inspiration and everything which I drawn from. So let me take you to the poem that I've written. So I'm from a Hindi medium school, so mostly whatever the thoughts comes to my mind when it comes to writing and writing poems, shares and all, it comes in Hindi. So I thought of just writing in the page, and will try to narrate on this video. I'm sorry. Yeah. So excuse me for that, and let's start with this. Let's get started with the composition that I made with this. I hope you love it and shower the kind of appreciation and love as you did to my early compositions. So let's start with that. Okay. So this is the title of this whole poem is "The Journey We Both Started Together." So this is for me and my mom and my grandpa. Obviously, we all three were there in this poem. So I just want to just clarify it, how it goes, and what other things were important to me. So उन आँखों में मैंने खुद को बढ़ते हुए देखा है. उन आँखों में मैंने खुद को बढ़ते हुए देखा है. So the guy is saying that from the beginning, but the child he's growing up not in the worldly structure. He grew in actually the eyes of the mother and the grandfather. उन पलकों को मैंने खुद के लिए हंसते रोते देखा है. उन पलकों को मैंने खुद के लिए हंसते और रोते देखा है. That's truly relatable to all of us. If you get success, if you get failure, it happens to all of us. That's a part of the life. And you can see that no matter how we performed, or how the events turned out, these people will always be there for you. So उन पलकों को मैंने खुद के लिए हंसते रोते देखा है, आशा उसकी आशा हर पल मुझ में एक अलग सी साहस भरती है। वो हंसती है, मैं खिल जाता हूँ, रोने से मुरझा जाता हूँ। उसकी आशा हर पल मुझ में एक अलग सी साहस भरती है। वो हंसती है, मैं खिल जाता हूँ, रोने से मुरझा जाता हूँ। कर दूँ पूरी ख्वाहिश उसकी। This is very important. I couldn't do it for my grandpa, but certainly whatever the hard work and the dedication and the dreams I have, everything is related to my mom. I want everything to just make her that she had the best life of this life. It's not like she could she will regret, because I've seen her always regret, and I have seen her eyes filled with tears all the time. So I don't want to repeat those things. I don't want her eyes to sparkle, to smile all the way, all the time. Whenever she sees me, wherever she will be, it's very important for me to make her that happy all the time. And she can proudly say that I have a son who's worthy enough to make her smile and life happy. So वो हंसती है, मैं खिल जाता हूँ, रोने से मुरझा जाता हूँ। कर दूँ पूरी ख्वाहिश उसकी, भर दूँ खुशियों से झोली उसकी। बस इस धुन में जीना मरना है, बस उसकी आँखों में खो के सारे सपनों को पूरा करना है। बस उसकी आंसुओं में खोकर सारे सपनों को पूरा करना है. Yeah, this is very important. This was something which I wanted to share with you all. And this is a very short poem, but if you want to connect, if you have the kind of feeling, if you can connect with it, you will come to know that it's very deep, and how a kid has connected to the whole scenario and tried to put everything on the paper. So this is not the present thought. This is something which was very old thought that came to my mind. I just wanted to just express this feeling to everybody, to all of you, just see that how it goes, and I hope you all can relate. So yeah, that's it for this whole. I wish you all would have liked this the video, and I will eagerly waiting for your feedbacks and comments. We'll see how it goes. Definitely I'll try to refine, and we'll try to rectify whatever the mistake is, then I refine my composition, so that the people would love it to the core, and make sure that this can bring the smile on your faces. The beautiful faces are very important. So yeah, at the period of this lockdown, I would suggest all of you to just stay happy, stay indoors, make sure that you are utilizing all your time, because you'll not get this kind of time all the time in the history of mankind. I don't think these kind of events haven't happened that rigorously. So this is very important. It's happening in our lifetime. I would say that this is not good actually, but this is kind of the blessing in disguise, and I would say all up to you to just utilize it to the core of your ability, so that the next time when you come out of this whole situation, whole scenario, you'll be a different person altogether, so that you can say that, okay, yeah, this has a positive impact on me, and you'll believe me, you'll remember it throughout the life, and obviously this will write a different kind of history for your upcoming generation. So definitely this is a very important tough time for most of the people, all of us, but the thing which matters the most is how we are going to overcome this all and come as a real challenges to make sure that the world is a more beautiful place that it was earlier. So which is very important as a citizen, as a man, human. We need to think about the welfare of the mankind. It is very important to stay safe, stay inside, make sure that we and our loved one is also safely constructed and being very surrounded with all of us, so that the next time when everything goes by, we can probably say that, okay, this was the best time of our life. So this is very important. I would suggest you all to follow your passion. If you don't have passion anything, don't worry, just try to explore the different things, new things. I would definitely say that I can challenge you that you'll get your passion. Definitely you'll get your passion, and definitely once you get your passion, definitely you start striving for it, and you strive for something one day to today or tomorrow or day after tomorrow, definitely it will turn out to be true. So okay, I would say this is something which is very important for you to just go ahead and get the things done. So yeah, I think I have taken more of your time and I should not be taking it. And for now, I think it's more than 20 minutes. So yeah, I would say I will take your leave, and I would say you that stay safe, stay indoors, make sure that you are covered with all the necessary equipments and everything which is required, like handing, washing your hands, using sanitizers, wearing mask. Make sure that you don't go out that frequent, and very important is to utilize your time with your loved ones and make your life and their life better. Okay, so till then, take care of yourself, take a good care of your families and loved ones. Bye bye, have a great day.